Changing the pads and discs on the Peugeot 208. Undo the two 13mm bolts to release the caliper. Then you'll probably need to pry the caliper out. Using a wind-back tool on the caliper or a G-clamp, you can push the piston back in. Just make sure that you check the brake fluid level while doing this so that it doesn't overflow if it's being topped up. Once you're done with the caliper, hang it up out of the way, use a tyre rack preferably, as it will fall off when you're doing the next jobs. Try to pry the pads out of position, but if you can't, don't worry, because we'll be removing the carrier and you'll be able to knock them out then. The carrier is held on with two T55 Torx bolts on the rear. Everything seems to seize on French cars, so these will probably be pretty tight, as were the wheels to remove. Now undo the two T30 Torx screws holding the disc in place. Even with the retaining screws removed, the disc is thoroughly corroded to the hub, so I'm spraying around the hub and bolts with penetrating fluid, but even so, the disc was very difficult to remove. Once you have got the disc removed, give the hub a good clean with a wire brush. Then rinse off with brake cleaner. Now I'm applying some copper grease to the hub. This should help prevent the new disc and road wheels seizing into the hub again. And now we can fit the new disc, line it up and fit the retaining screws. Now for the carrier. So in this Brembo kit we got all new retaining clips, so we need to pry these off the carrier. And now give the carrier a very good clean with a wire brush to make sure that the new clips fit well. It's pretty self-explanatory which clips go where, but if you are struggling, take a picture of the old clips before, ready for fitting the new ones. So you'll see that the part of the clip that goes down goes to the outside of the carrier. Now we can refit the carrier. Some people apply copper grease to the back of the pads, but I find this is cleaner way of doing it. So I'll apply it to the piston and the rear of the caliper, and also on the slides where the pad fits in. And with the new pads fitted, we can replace the caliper over them. If you're struggling at this point, it may be that you haven't wound the piston back in enough, so just check that. But otherwise, push the slides in and line up the bolts for the caliper. In a good kit of new pads, you'll receive new bolts for the caliper. However, on this one, we only got one per side, so I decided to replace the bottom one. And now, before you even refit the wheels, make sure that you've got a pedal.